Exception handling in Java, a very important topic for interviews, for exams. Exception is a very important topic. We'll look into this through this video. What is exception? Exception is something, it's kind of an event which hinders the normal flow of our program. Like program is executing from line 1 to 10, but in the mid or in at let's say at line number 7 there occurs some exception, some error which is not allowing to go further and program stuck over there. That is exception. Due to this our program stuck somewhere. What is the hierarchy of Java exception? At the top we have throwable. Throwable is a class in Java. Next level is exception and error. Further on, exceptions are of two types, like we have checked and unchecked. But before that, if we'll talk about number of exceptions, like we have runtime exception, we have IO exception, we have SQL exception, we have file not found exception, array index out of bound exception, arithmetic exception. These kind of exceptions, they can occur at runtime, they can occur at compile time. This will discuss in the types of exception. Moving ahead, we have types of Java exception. First one, we have checked exception. So checked exceptions are those which occur at the compile time itself. Examples can be file not found exception, no class def found error. So these occur at the time of compilation. Next we have is unchecked exception, those which occur at the runtime. Arithmetic exception, null pointer exception, these occur at the runtime. So we'll discuss about the examples now. The first one we are going to look at is null pointer exception. In the screenshot attached here, we can see there is a class main class. In the main method, we can see there is the string that is null. We are printing it system.out.println str.length. Now what will be the output of this program? Our string is null. So when the compiler will come to this string and will call the length method, it will see that the length of null string, it is null pointer. That's why the output of this program will be exception in thread main java.length.null pointer exception cannot invoke string.length at main class line 5. The exception will be thrown, and this is runtime exception. This is unchecked exception. Next we have is arithmetic exception. In our main class, we have int x equals to 1. There is a variable x by 0, x divided by 0. This is an exception because it is not allowed to do x divided by 0. What will be the exception? Arithmetic exception, and this exception will occur at runtime. This is unchecked exception. Exception in thread main java.lang.arithmetic exception division by 0 at main class.main line number 5. Third we have is array index out of bounds exception. Main class, inside the main method we have an array that is array of size 5. So from index 0 to 4 we are allowed to add any value, but at index 5 if we are putting this value 0, is it allowed? No, it is not. Why? Because 4 size 5, 0 to 4 index is allowed, not 5. So when we will try to print this value array of 5, it will throw an exception, and that is array index out of bounds exception. Exception in thread main java.length.array index out of bounds exception, index 5 out of bound for length 5. This is runtime exception, unchecked exception. Next we have is file not found exception. We have a file reader, object of this. We are trying to find this file, file.txt. Now this file do not exist in the home directory at this path, this file name. What will happen? At the compile time itself, compiler is showing us that there is an error in this line. We could have corrected this, but still we will try to run this. What will be the message? Exception in thread main, java.lang.error, unresolved compilation problem, unhandled exception type, file not found, exception. Compilation. At the compile time, we have checked exception. Next we have is class not found exception. Class loaded class. We are trying to load this class dot phone name, this class dot example dot demo dot first exception. This class is, let's say, not present at this place. What will be the exception? Class not found exception, but at compile time. So it is showing us that with the red line that there is some error in this line. We could have corrected it, but if we'll still try to run this, the message will be exception in thread main java.lang.error, unresolved compilation problem, unhandled exception type, class not found exception. So this is what all examples here for the exception. Now we'll see the ways to handle this. The first is using try catch block. So we'll write the risky part or the part which hinders our flow in the try block, and if there is any issue in the try block, we'll handle it using the catch block. We'll define it in such a way that if any issue occurs, it will move to the catch block and the program should be executed normally. Next we have throws keyword. This we throws at the with the methods. Next we have throw keyword. With the help of throw keyword, we create an object of our exception and throw the object of that particular exception. So starting with the first one, that is try catch block. A main class, inside our main method, we have written the risky code, that is system.out.println 10 divided by 0. So this is a risky code. We'll handle it inside the catch block arithmetic exception E and printed that arithmetic exception occurred. Output is arithmetic exception occurred. Because if the control will come to line 6, there is some error. From line 6 itself, it will come to line number 8 catch block, and this catch block will get executed. And what is printed here? Arithmetic exception occurred. Next we have is finally block. Finally block is the block which always get executed. Like it is not dependent on that try block is executing or catch block is executing. Let's say in this case, control will come to line 6, there is some error, catch block is executed, arithmetic exception occurred, and then the finally block will be executed. Inside finally block, we can see the output, arithmetic exception occurred, and then inside finally block. Finally block will be executed always, not dependent on that if there is any risky code or normally program is executed. At the end, if finally is present, it will definitely get executed. Throw keyword. So now we'll see that how we are going to write the throw keyword. Inside our main class, we have a method func. So in this func method, we have file reader. F is equals to new file reader, and this is the file which we want to read. And we have throw new file not found exception. This is thrown. Because we have thrown this exception, so this is, if it will be thrown, then it will be handled. How it will be handled is, whenever this func method will be called, so as it is a risky code, we already know that there is line number 6 which is risky, because if the file would not be found, this will turn out to be risky. So line number 6 is risky in this method func. That is why we have called it from using the try catch block. Yeah, So inside the try block we have write FUNC, and if it will go here, it will come to line 6. This finds that it is risky. We have thrown this error. The method is also throwing. So if there is some exception here at line number 12, file not found exception, then control will move to the catch block, and then in the output we'll get file not found this way. So starting from line number 12 to it will go to FUNC method, then it will be thrown from here, line number 7, control will come back to 12, exception of outside of this, then move to 14, and this will be executed. Now we have throws keyword. So as we have also seen in the previous example that every method which has some risky code, we write throws with the method name. So similar way, this is a risky code. We know that this will throw arithmetic exception. That is why this method is throwing arithmetic exception. Similar way, the methods which are higher in hierarchy to this method, like we have main method which is calling this method, main method will also have to throw arithmetic exception. In the same way, throws arithmetic exception. This is how we can handle the exceptions in Java. For any comment or query, please ping in the comment section. Thank you.